In the great drama of political history, revolutions are often seen as glorious acts of liberation, moments where the old is torn down to make way for a better, more just future. They are movements fueled by the promise of radical change and the intoxicating call for a new beginning. But what if this promise is a mirage? What if the wisdom of ages, painstakingly built over centuries, is a fragile treasure, and its sudden destruction leads not to paradise, but to a more brutal form of tyranny? Today, we seek a different perspective. We are speaking with a man who, though a champion of liberty in his own time, became a fierce critic of the most celebrated revolution of his age. He saw not a noble birth, but a monstrous tragedy, arguing that true progress is a slow, patient process, not a sudden rupture. Join us as we step into a pivotal moment in history with Edmund Burke to discuss his masterpiece, Reflections on the Revolution in France, and his warning against the folly of reckless change. Born in Dublin, Ireland in 1729, Edmund Burke was a statesman, author, and political theorist who became one of the most prominent figures in the British House of Commons. Educated at Trinity College, Dublin, he began his career as a writer before entering politics. As a member of Parliament for nearly 30 years, Burke was a powerful advocate for American colonists and a vocal opponent of the tyranny of the East India Company. He was a man who championed liberty, justice, and the rule of law. Yet when the French Revolution erupted in 1789, he viewed it with profound alarm. While many of his contemporaries celebrated the fall of the French monarchy, Burke saw a dangerous and violent path. His critique of the revolution, detailed in his most famous work, would become the foundational text of modern conservatism. Our conversation today will be centered on Edmund Burke's seminal work, Reflections on the Revolution in France. Published in 1790, this book was a swift and passionate response to the early stages of the French Revolution. In it, Burke argues that the French revolutionaries made a fatal error by abandoning all tradition, institutions, and inherited wisdom in the name of abstract reason and absolute equality. He defended the importance of gradual reform, the preservation of institutions, and the role of tradition in maintaining a stable and just society. His work is a powerful defense of conservatism as a philosophy of cautious, respectful change.
Mr. Burke, thank you for being here. You were a known defender of liberty, yet you are perhaps most famous for your scathing critique of the French Revolution. Why did you oppose a revolution that seemed to embody the very ideals of freedom you held dear?
I did not oppose liberty. I opposed the manner in which it was sought. The French did not act as cautious reformers, but as reckless destroyers. They tore down every institution, the church, the monarchy, the nobility, in the name of abstract theoretical rights. They sought to build a new world from scratch on the basis of pure reason, ignoring the wisdom of ages. This is not the work of sensible men, but of fanatics.
You place a great deal of importance on tradition and inherited institutions. Why are they so valuable?
Our institutions are not mere arbitrary constructions. They are the result of a long, slow process of trial and error. They contain the collected wisdom and experience of countless generations. When we demolish them in a single stroke, we are not just destroying the past, we are throwing away the very foundation of our civilization. It is a foolish arrogance to believe that we, in one brief moment, can build something better than the accumulated knowledge of our ancestors.
So you believe in reform, but not in revolution?
Exactly. A wise man will seek to preserve what is good in his society while slowly reforming what is corrupt. We should not cut off the root of the tree to heal a sick leaf. The British Constitution, for all its imperfections, is a monument to this principle. It is a product of long evolution, not sudden fabrication.
You famously wrote that a spirit of innovation is generally the result of a selfish temper and confined views. What did you mean by this?
I meant that those who wish to tear down everything are often those who lack a proper respect for the work of others. They are so consumed with their own ideas that they see no value in what came before. True statesmen, on the other hand, are heirs to a legacy, and they act with the same sense of duty towards those who came before and those who will come after them.
In your view, what is the role of an individual in a stable society?
The individual is not an isolated unit. We are part of a greater whole, bound by a contract not just with the living, but with those who are dead and those who are yet to be born. It is a partnership between generations. Our duty is not to selfishly pursue our own whims, but to act as responsible stewards of this great heritage.
You feared that the French Revolution would lead to a tyranny of the masses. Were you right?
Sadly, yes. When all inherited authority is gone, power will inevitably flow to the most ruthless. The passions of the mob, unchecked by tradition and law, will lead to chaos, and from that chaos will emerge a tyrant who promises order. The revolutionaries who spoke of freedom ended up creating a far more oppressive system than the one they overthrew.
Why did you believe that the concept of abstract, universal rights of man was so dangerous?
Abstract rights, when applied without regard for time, place, and circumstance, are dangerous fictions. They are like a fire that can burn down a house without providing any warmth. The French revolutionaries spoke of universal rights, but they failed to recognize that rights are most valuable when they are attached to specific, inherited institutions and traditions.
How would you distinguish between a genuine statesman and a mere political opportunist?
A statesman is a man of foresight. He looks not to the next election, but to the next generation. He acts in a manner that will preserve the long-term health of his nation, even if it is unpopular in the short term. An opportunist, by contrast, is a man who seeks power for its own sake. He is a child of the moment.
You said that a nation is not a partnership in things merely gross and temporary. What did you mean by this?
I meant that a nation is not just a commercial enterprise or a partnership for mutual convenience. It is a profound moral and spiritual community. It is a partnership in all science, in all art, in every virtue, and in all perfection. The past, present, and future generations are all a part of this great partnership.
What is your view on the role of religion in society?
I believe that religion is the very foundation of civil society. It is the source of our moral values and the cement that holds a people together. To destroy religion is to destroy the moral fabric of a society. The French revolutionaries, in their foolishness, thought they could replace it with a cult of reason, but they only succeeded in creating a moral vacuum.
You were a man of the Enlightenment, a champion of reason, yet you are the great defender of tradition. Is this a contradiction?
No, it is a deep, profound consistency. I am a man of reason, and reason tells me that it is the height of human arrogance to believe that one man can build a perfect society from scratch. True reason, in my view, is a humble reason. It knows its limits and respects the wisdom of those who came before it. It is not an enemy of tradition, but its greatest ally.
You wrote that the age of chivalry is gone. What do you think has replaced it in the modern world?
Chivalry, as I knew it, was a system of inherited values that placed a man's honor and dignity above all else. In the modern world, it has been replaced by a kind of vulgar, commercial spirit. Men are no longer judged by their honor, but by their wealth and their power. It is a world without grace and without true dignity.
How would you advise today's political leaders, who often rely on rapid, radical change to gain power and to appeal to the masses?
I would tell them that a man who promises a perfect world is a man you must fear. Change should be a thoughtful, patient, and deliberate process. It should be a matter of careful, almost sacred stewardship. I would tell them that the greatest legacy a man can leave is not a revolution, but a stable, just, and lasting society. Do not be a demolition man. Be a careful architect.
If you were alive today, what would be your perspective on the debate surrounding cancel culture, where people and institutions are attacked for violating a certain set of social norms?
I would say that it is a form of the tyranny of the masses. It is a passion of the moment that seeks to tear down individuals and institutions without any regard for due process, for tradition, or for the long-term consequences. It is a symptom of a society that has lost all sense of grace and humility. I would advise a society to be cautious of this, and to remember that the wisdom of ages is a far more reliable guide than the passions of the day.
Closing reflections and summary. And so, our time with Edmund Burke concludes. His critique of the French Revolution, though controversial at the time, has proven to be one of the most prescient warnings in political history. He teaches us that progress is not a matter of speed, but of wisdom. He reminds us that the quest for a just society is a delicate balance between our need for change and our duty to preserve the valuable heritage of the past. Burke's legacy is a profound reminder that ideas have consequences, and that a spirit of reckless innovation can be far more destructive than a conservative resistance to it. His work challenges us to be not just thinkers, but also thoughtful stewards of the institutions that give our societies form and meaning. Thank you for joining us, and until our next dialogue, remember to honor the past as you build the future.